everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an extra spicy story for you all, so make sure to grab your drinks and get your popcorn ready. And I'm going to tell you everything. So you know that new salon that opened up in town? Well, this one city had a lot of people getting their hair done there. This one girl decided she wanted to go get her hair straightened, since she had been getting it done in a while, and when she got to the salon, she asked for the best hairstylist there. They directed her to the person they thought was the best. She sat down and explained to the hairdresser that she wanted a Brazilian blowout, which is basically a straightening treatment for curly hair. The hairdresser took one look at her hair and said, "Honey, I can fix that for you." And she agreed. She laid her head down onto the cape and waited for the process to begin. The hairdresser put the treatment on her hair and waited a few minutes. After the time was up, she rinsed out the product and started blow-drying her hair. But her hair wasn't getting straight, so she kept putting more and more product on her hair. She told the girl that she would keep the product in her hair overnight and come back the next morning to rinse it out. When she came back the next morning, she rinsed out the product and blow-dried her hair. Still nothing. She tried a different technique and still nothing. At this point, she was super frustrated. She called her manager over and he tried his technique. Still nothing. The girl was fuming. She went into the bathroom to rinse out the product. And when she looked down into the sink, she saw a bald spot in the middle of her head. She started rinsing and rubbing her head vigorously. She turned around and looked back into the mirror. She was completely bald from the top of her head to the nape of her neck. She started to panic and called the hairdresser over. She asked what happened to her hair, and she told her that it was supposed to be a strengthening treatment. How did she lose all of her hair? The hairdresser acted like she had no clue what she was talking about and just walked away. The girl ran out of the salon crying and went straight to her car. She called up the salon to ask what happened to her hair and demanded a refund. The hairdresser said, "What are you talking about? We didn't do anything to your hair. Come back here so we can figure this out." She drove back to the salon and went inside. She was furious. Her hair was still wet from her shower that morning. She asked for a refund again, and the hairdresser responded by saying, "Oh, we don't give refunds once we start the service." "Did you not hear me on the phone tell you that?" She screamed back. "You never told me that. I want to speak to your manager." She asked the manager if he could refund her or fix her hair. He told her that they weren't going to do either and that she should leave. She started yelling at him and told him she would be hearing from her lawyer. She stormed out of the salon and got into her car. She decided that she needed to dry off her hair before she went home. So she turned her car on and sat in it for a few hours. Finally, it was time for her to pick up her kids from school. She dropped them off at home and then went back to the salon to demand her money back. When she got there, the place was closed. She started knocking on the door and ringing the bell. After a few minutes, one of the hairdressers came to open the door and she immediately asked for the manager. The hairdresser said that he wasn't there right now, but he would tell him to call her. She told him that she wanted her money back because they ruined her hair. He apologized and gave her $50. She told him that wasn't enough. She paid $300 for that awful hair treatment. He told her that he was sorry, but that was all he was going to give her back. She threw the $50 at him and stormed out of the salon. She decided that she would wait for the manager to call her, but he never did. The next day, she called the salon to complain about what they did to her hair. One of the managers answered the phone and she asked to speak to him. He told her that she needed to calm down and explain what happened. She told him everything that had happened and that she wanted her money back. He said that he would have someone call her back. A few hours later, she got a call back from one of the owners of the salon. She explained to him what had happened. He told her that he would send her a check in the mail and hung up on her. She waited 2 days for the check to come in the mail, but it never did. She called the salon to ask where her check was. One of the managers answered the phone and she asked for the owner. He said that he was the owner. She told him that he promised her a check and she hasn't received it yet. He told her that he wasn't going to give her any money and hung up on her. She was done with these people. She couldn't believe how they treated her. She decided that she needed to take further action. She called a local news station and told them about what had happened to her hair. The next day, they did a segment on her and her story. That same day, her phone blew up with calls and messages. Everyone in that city was talking about what those hairdressers did to her. Some people were saying that they deserved to be shut down. Others were saying that she should sue them. She decided that she would take everyone's advice and shut them down. A few weeks later, she got a call from the Department of Health. They told her that they were shutting down the salon. They found out that they weren't following sanitation laws and that they were using expired products. She was so happy to hear that. Those people finally got what was coming to them. She also ended up suing them and won. She used the money to get a hair weave and was happier than ever. The hairdresser who originally helped her was fired from the salon after the news story aired. She was trying to get work at another salon, but no one would hire her. She had to move to another city to get a job. She worked at a new salon for a few months. Before she finally saved up enough money to go back to cosmetology school, she had to repeat a year of school because her grades were so bad. Everyone at the school knew who she was and what she did to that girl. They made sure to keep an eye on her and make sure she didn't do anything like that again. She graduated and started working at a new salon. Fast forward to today, she is still working at that salon and has a great reputation. She makes sure to treat every single client well because she knows what it's like to be in their shoes. She lost her entire income because of what she did, and she knows that if she does something like that again, she will go to jail. One day, she gets a call from her old salon. They asked her if she wanted to come back and work for them. She laughed and told them no. They asked if she could help them train some new employees. She agreed. She went over and trained all the new hairdressers and helped them practice on mannequins. She made sure to stress the importance of customer service and making sure that everyone leaves happy. She also told them about what happened to her after she left and how she destroyed lives with her actions. They thanked her for helping them out and hung up on her. The salon is still in business today, but they've had a lot of bad reviews lately. People are saying that they use bad products and that they treat their clients horribly. No one knows what happened to the owner, but people say that he's a ghost. That's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this extra spicy story. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Also, make sure to stay tuned for my podcast. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!